You know that cup of coffee in your hand right now? It could be one of the healthiest things you drink all day, or it could be quietly raising your risk for heart disease. And the craziest part, the difference between those two realities comes down to one tiny change you can make in your kitchen in like the next 60 seconds.
Just take a look at this, seriously. On the left, you've got the clinical symptoms of an anxiety disorder, and on the right, the symptoms of drinking too much coffee. They're identical, exactly the same. And this isn't some new discovery. Scientists knew all the way back in 1981 that the line between a panic attack and your third espresso is, well, terrifyingly thin.
So this leads us to the big paradox of coffee, right? How can it possibly be a healthy superfood and a potent drug at the same time? Well, here's the thing. The answer isn't really in the bean itself. It's all about what you do with it.
That's right. The secret isn't if you drink coffee, but how you make it. And if you stick with me for the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the one simple trick to unlock all of its amazing benefits and dodge all the risks.
Okay, first things first, let's look at the dark side of the bean, the part that acts, for all intents and purposes, just like a drug. You see, where we see a morning beverage, scientists see something else entirely. Caffeine isn't just like a drug, it is a drug. In fact, it's the most popular psychoactive substance on the entire planet, and it actively messes with your brain and body chemistry from the very first sip. And just like any drug, you can definitely have too much. This leads to a condition called caffeinism. The best way to think about it is that caffeine is kind of like an energy loan shark. It gives you a quick, awesome boost of alertness right now, makes you feel great, but that energy is borrowed from your future self. What researchers call the post-stimulation letdown leads to fatigue and lethargy, which of course makes you want to reach for another cup to pay back that loan, and so the cycle begins.
But believe it or not, caffeine is only half the story. There's another, more hidden danger lurking in your cup that has nothing to do with jitters or anxiety. And it's something most coffee drinkers have never even heard of. So let me introduce you to cafestol and cahool. These two are oily compounds called Diterpenes, and they are the main culprits behind coffee's link to increased cholesterol. So the caffeine isn't the problem here. It's these guys.
Now get a load of this. The amount of these risky compounds in your cup changes dramatically depending on how you make it. Just compare the super high levels you see in boiled or Turkish coffee to the bottom row, filter coffee. The difference is absolutely staggering.
And this table just makes it crystal clear. Brewing methods without a filter, like boiling or using a French press, let a ton of these diterpenes flow right into your cup. But look at that last row. A simple paper filter acts like a roadblock, catching almost all of that cafestol and caffeine, bringing the risk down to basically zero. The takeaway here is so important. The filter is your friend.
Okay, so we've covered the dark side, the drug-like effects, the cholesterol risk. But now it's time for the plot twist, because hidden inside that very same coffee bean are some absolutely incredible health-boosting superpowers. What does this number mean, 66%? Well, according to a really surprising study from 2005, for a whole lot of people, coffee is the single biggest source of antioxidants in their diet. Yeah, not fruits, not vegetables, coffee. It accounts for about 2/3 of all the antioxidants they get. How wild is that?
And what do these antioxidants even do? Well, think of them like a team of tiny bodyguards for your body's cells, protecting them from all the daily wear and tear. And on top of that, major long-term studies have also shown that drinking coffee is linked to a significantly lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes.
So we have two completely different stories, don't we? A risky drug on one side and a health drink on the other. And this brings us to the final revelation, the part where it all comes together.
This single image shows the entire coffee paradox perfectly. On the left, you've got the compounds that can raise your cholesterol, and on the right, you've got the compounds that can lower your risk for diabetes. It's the same bean, with two totally different destinies.
So the obvious question is, how do you get all that good stuff on the right without any of the bad stuff on the left? How do you actually get the best of both worlds? And here it is, the final revelation. You are the chemist. The power to decide if your coffee is a friend or a foe is entirely in your hands. Coffee isn't just good or bad on its own. Its effect is decided every single morning by you.
So, here it is, your formula for the perfect cup. First, choose good beans. That's a given. Second, and this is the absolute non-negotiable part, always use a paper filter. This is how you ditch those cholesterol-raising diterpenes. And third, control your dose. Find that sweet spot that makes you feel alert and focused without tipping over into the anxiety and jitters of caffeinism.
So, the next time you reach for your coffee, ask yourself, is this cup working for me or against me? Because now you have the science to make the right choice. If this helped you rethink your morning routine, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, and let me know in the comments how you take your coffee. And for more explainers that break down the science behind your daily life, make sure you subscribe.